1 second.
Star.
Wait. Come on in. Who is it? Me and my dad come in. Ready? Yes. Okay.
Starbucks, one of the most well-known coffee shops in the world, has just now banned plastic straws. There must be a lot of meaning behind this, for they wouldn't just ban the efficiency of straws for no reason. Plastic straws have been an increasingly popular topic regarding their effect on marine environments and politics. Recently, California banned them, and now you have to request them at restaurants and other places. While marine ecosystems are the primary environments getting harmed by plastic straws, our way of life can be in danger as well. Here in our home, San Luis Obispo holds many unique marine animals and ecosystems already protected. With the effects of plastic pollution, the marine world can be destroyed and never return to its beautiful natural state. Through my AP Environmental class, I have learned some points on this subject, and I hope that through this speech you would learn some insight as well. Single-use plastic straws cause harm to the world's marine ecosystems by polluting ocean waters, killing marine animals, and increasing plastic gyres. First, I will tell you about the direct link between plastic straws and ocean pollution. We cannot directly see the effect of plastic pollution on land because the majority of it is in our vast oceans. The pollution starts with microplastics. So what are microplastics? They are defined as plastics less than 5 millimeters in length. So on the finger you can see that the microplastics are the blue particles, and then the tan things are sand, so you can see the size comparison. The chemicals that make up microplastics are called polypropylene molecules, made up of hydrogen and carbon. Mendenhall mentions in her article, Oceans of Plastic, published in 2018, that by 2015, approximately 6.3 billion mountains of plastic polymers have been produced and discarded throughout human history, of which 10% ended up in marine environments. Even though 10% doesn't seem like a huge number, it's definitely enough to affect our marine environment. Plastic doesn't even decompose all the way on its own, so everything that's been made on this earth is still here today. According to Donovan Hahn's article, Sea of Trash, published by the New York Times, they persist, accumulating over time, much as certain emissions accumulate in the atmosphere. The problems are global because the sources of plastic pollution are far-flung, but also like emissions riding the winds. Pollutants at sea can travel. So both micro and macroplastics can travel to all different sides of the ocean because of the ocean's currents. And also smaller organisms tend to ingest microplastics, which overall messes up the whole food web. So this leads me into my second point of how plastic straws kill marine animals. So with the increase of plastic straws comes the increase of mortality rate. Microplastics get involved into the diet, starting at the producers and working their way up to the consumers. This messes up their way of life and just ruins the food web in general. So a specific example is the green sea turtle. The way it eats is it scavenges, eating anything in sight. And a lot of the time plastic bags and plastic straws looks like their natural diet, so they'll ingest them. Moeller, an experimental degradation of polymer shopping bags, published in 2011, discusses how necropsies have found plastics within all sections of the turtle's GI tract, including the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and rectum. Other studies have also reported that plastic is the most ingested thing by sea turtles. So basically their natural eating habits get disrupted, and a lot of the chemicals produced by the plastic gives them diseases, therefore killing them. Another specific animal is the albatross bird. So the way that they eat is they skim the cross of the ocean surface, and usually they'll be mistaken because plastic straws float and it looks like the surface dwellers that they usually eat. So they then eat the plastic, and it injures or kills the bird by cutting their stomachs or taking up space, making them feel full when in reality they're actually starving, says Layson Albatross's Plastic Problems. Albatrosses have had many studies done on them to figure out the effects of plastic straws on marine animals. So this is a picture of albatross bird, and as you can see there's a lot of styrofoam bits, plastic, along with squid beaks, which is their natural food. So since the plastic has no nutritional value and is just completely unnatural for them to eat, it does not get digested and takes up all of their stomach space. So in a lab that I did in my AP Environmental class, we actually got to first-handly pick out the plastic from the albatross pellets. And I think doing that really made me concerned with this problem and finding solutions to fix it. So lastly, I will transition into how plastic debris from plastic straws creates masses of chemicals and microplastics. So the disposal of straws in the ocean builds up debris gyres. An ocean gyre is made from wind patterns that basically focuses a lot of plastic into one concentrated area. The biggest one is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Here's a picture of it. It looks a little cloudy because the majority of it is made up of microplastics. And then here's a statistic about it. So this statistic displays the plastic waste mass in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in 2015, broken down by source. So as you can see, 80% of it is plastics, and a lot of that is plastic straws. And other things can include like fishing lines and stuff like that. So the plastics stay trapped in the gyre because a lot of the stronger currents create an outside barrier, and then the weaker currents are on the inside. Also, photodegradation happens where sunlight hits the macroplastics and breaks them down into microplastics. And also, the macroplastics can block the sun from the producers, which again just ruins the whole food web. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is not the only debris gyre in our world. A NOAA Ocean podcast published March 22nd, 2018, says that in the last 5 years, researchers have discovered 2 more areas where a soup of concentrated marine debris collects, one in the South Pacific Ocean, the other in the North Atlantic. As with the North Pacific Garbage Patch, plastic can circulate in this part of the ocean for years, posing health risks to marine animals, fish, and seabirds. It is quite alarming to know that there are more than just one of these huge masses of plastic. Single-use plastic straws cause harm to the world's marine ecosystems by polluting ocean waters, killing marine animals, and increasing plastic gyres. With all the information I have shared with you today, I hope that you would take away some alternatives to plastic straws. For example, aluminum or paper straws. Hopefully, Starbucks ban will inspire other companies and individuals to do the same act of helping our marine ecosystems and overall environment.